Every year, elite Division I programs recruit, the most talented 18-year-olds on the planet, only to watch them completely stumble because they can't figure out a bus schedule. Welcome to today's deep dive.
Right. It happens way more than you'd think.
It really does. We usually think of college sports in terms of like raw talent, incredible catches, buzzer beaters. But today we're looking at a meticulous behind-the-scenes playbook from an education project management team. That includes Greg Vasquez, by the way.
Yeah, and it's completely designed to ensure athletes succeed off the field.
Okay, let's unpack this. Why do Division I athletes actually need a highly structured corporate-style project management plan?
Well, because jumping from high school to elite college athletics is just this massive logistical shock. So we're examining the Syracuse student-athlete project management plan today.
Right. So instead of just relying on like a classic coach's pep talk to get players in line.
Exactly. This team treats student success as a rigid, phased project to actually engineer behavioral change.
So to understand the cure, we really have to look at the disease. The plan calls this the current state. And the scouting report on these freshmen and transfers is, well, it's pretty grim.
Oh, it's rough. They're failing attendance expectations. They're missing academic classes.
Showing up late to practices.
Right.
It's like jumping onto a treadmill that's already moving at 15 miles per hour.
But I have to push back here for a second. Is this just standard teenage laziness? I mean, why not just have the coach bench them if they're late? Why build a whole corporate framework for teenagers?
What's fascinating here is that benching them treats a symptom, not the root cause.
Mm-hmm.
The project team actually conducted a gap analysis.
A gap analysis, like auditing where they currently are versus where they need to be.
Right, exactly. And they found a dual deficit. First, there's a knowledge and skill deficit.
Yeah.
These athletes literally cannot interpret campus transport schedules.
Wait, really? So they just don't know how to physically navigate between like dorms, lecture halls, and the gym?
Yeah, they aren't just sleeping in. They are genuinely lost on a massive campus. Wow. Okay, so you said a dual deficit. If getting lost is the first part, what's the second?
It's the attitudinal deficit. They simply don't believe punctuality matters. In high school, being 5 minutes late was just a slap on the wrist.
Right, but at the elite college level, that throws off $1 million operational schedule.
Exactly. And they completely fail to grasp those severe consequences.
So if they just don't care about the consequences, handing them a campus map isn't going to suddenly make them punctual. How does the university actually force a mindset shift before day one?
By treating their orientation like a high-stakes product launch. So they use a 5-phase strategic blueprint: define, plan, organize, control, and close.
That sounds so corporate.
It is. By highly structuring the onboarding, they build inescapable accountability directly into the athlete's environment. Let's look at the plan phase. They have to design time management graphics and shoot instructional videos.
This is for a non-negotiable August orientation launch, right?
Yeah, so to hit that strict deadline, they have to map out a critical path.
Wait, a critical path? You mean identifying the absolute must-do tasks that, if they get delayed, would just derail the entire August launch?
You got it. It forces maximum task overlap. So while one team is, say, writing video scripts,
another team is simultaneously securing the camera gear.
Right. It keeps everything strictly within budget and ensures these survival materials are in the athlete's hands the literal second they step onto campus.
Here's where it gets really interesting. They are so paranoid about delays that they built a control phase featuring a strict 3-day rule.
Yeah, the 3-day rule is intense.
Right. If any schedule variance, which is just a polite way of saying running late, goes over 3 days, it triggers a mandatory intervention from the project manager.
So say a video shoot gets pushed back by just 72 hours because of a locked gym, they don't just wait around?
No, they intervene and reallocate resources immediately.
Because they can't afford to wait. The blueprint handles chaos by calling an audible.
Calling an audible. Okay, so in project management terms, if the customer suddenly demands the final orientation materials, say 20% faster, what do?
Well, the tactical response isn't to panic or, skip quality checks.
Does calling an audible here mean, like, if the video editor gets sick, you instantly shift your budget to hire a freelancer without missing a beat?
That is exactly the play. You fast track the work, You run tasks simultaneously instead of sequentially, and you just throw more resources at the bottleneck.
Just to accelerate completion. They're basically treating human discipline like a complex engineering problem. You build the machinery to force the right outcome.
And it all culminates in the close phase, or the final drive.
So that's where all those completed instructional materials like the videos and the graphics get a final sign-off from the coaching staff.
Yes, and then they're handed over to operations. Then they securely archive all the evaluation data and performance metrics to improve the plan for the following year.
That's incredibly thorough.
It really is. If we connect this to the bigger picture, treating human behavior and discipline as a structured, trackable project guarantees a level of success that a simple motivational speech just never could.
It completely removes the guesswork from personal development.
Absolutely.
Which leaves you with something to chew on. If you audited your own daily routine, your own current state, what performance gaps would you find?
That's a great question.
And more importantly, what kind of strategic blueprint could you design to bridge them? So before you step back onto your own 15-mile-per-hour treadmill today, maybe it's time to write your own playbook.